Welcome to my channel, where we discuss everything and all things politics, economy, and development in Nigeria and around the world. When the former military president, General Ibrahim Badamosi Babangida, released his new book, which was launched in Abuja recently, one of the contents of the book was able to dispel one of the prevailing misinformation in Nigeria for over 5 decades. And that was the notion that there was an Igbo coup in 1966. The extract of the book, which had been shared widely across social media and elsewhere, was written in simple English that even a person in primary school should be able to understand it. But not so to the former Minister of Aviation, Femi Fani-Kayode, who said that he is busting the bubbles of people who think that that portion of the book exonerated the Igbos, insisting that there was an Igbo coup and all that. I decided it wasn't something I would have paid much attention or brought to my channel. But I came across one of the ex-aides of Fani-Kayode, who responded to him in the language he understands, and humbled him with his take on Fani-Kayode's reaction to that portion of Babangida's book. That's what we're going to talk about right now. Then I will now go further to add flesh to the fact that there was no need for an Igbo coup, and that what happened shouldn't even have been Igbo coup, because there was no need for an Igbo coup in 1966. That's what we're going to look at in this video. And if you're new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. Now, in response to Femi Fani-Kayode's Badadash on so-called Igbo coup, in response to General Ibrahim Babangida's book, one of his former aides, Chief Judge Ndukwe, a former aide to Femi Fani-Kayode, delivered a sharp rebuke to his ex-boss for his relentless criticisms of the Igbo regarding the 1966 coup. Chief Ndukwe warned the former minister that he is biting more than he can chew, and questioned the depth of his animosity towards the Igbo, particularly given that Ndukwe, as an Igbo man, has risked his own property for Femi Fani-Kayode. Chief Ndukwe's response reads thus: "Sir, you are biting more than you can chew. You have insulted our people enough, and I have taken it in with calmness, because I don't squeal on people. But enough is enough. As your former aide, please don't force me to say things. I have endured your hate for Igbo, which you exhibit rapidly just to serve the agenda of your new sponsors. Enough. When you were languishing in jail, and nobody, not even your own brothers, was willing to stand shorty for and bail you, not anyone from the house of Fulani stock did. Everyone, including your former minister friends, your former governor's friends, your other political associates from the north, and your fellow Yoruba, rich and influential, abandoned you to your fate until I, an Igbo man, staked my Abuja property for your bail and stood shorty for you to be released from Kuje prison. You didn't see us as what you described today. That case just got dispensed. That case just got dispensed within January this year, after about 10 years. I staked my property for you for 10 good years just so you could enjoy your freedom. Not even your brothers, not your sisters, not any Yoruba or Hausa Fulani man or woman. Every one of them denied you and abandoned you to your fate. You are aware of all our attempts and efforts to get them to come to your aid without any success. Today you hate my people so much that you spew such bitter hate against them. Where is your humanity? Where is your conscience? Even if they pay you billions every day to spew evil and untrue narratives against the Igbo, why did you forget so soon those who were there for you when you were down to nothing and being humiliated, hunted, and harassed by the same people whose bidding you desperately seek to do today just for a plate of porridge? What IBB said in his book about the 1966 coup not being an Igbo coup was clearly written in black and white. And except you have started expressing degraded ability to comprehend simple English, or you are being wickedly mischievous, it is there for saner minds to absorb as appropriate. This is the very first time I will be responding to you in public and in this manner. It is not in my character, and you know it. Which is why you think you can continue to malign our people without an appropriate response from people like me. But you have gone too far, and it is time you were challenged. You do not have the monopoly of the pen. Cease from this unfounded Cease from this unfounded malicious and misplaced trajectory of yours. If it was an Igbo coup to serve an Igbo agenda, why did the coupists plan to install Chief Obafemi Awolowo and not Owele Azikiwe as president? End of quote. By the former aide of Femi Fani-Kayode, the former Minister of Aviation, who has become the only one who seemed not to understand the simple English with which General Babangida wrote his book so that it could be understood by every person who can read English language without having to pick up a dictionary to seek for further explanation. The book was written in simple English, which is what communication is all about. You don't need big grammar to be able to communicate. Simple English. So that was Ndukwe, a former aide of Fani-Kayode, taking him to the cleaners for insisting that what everybody could read was not what everybody read. His own interpretation was different. And of course, that's his former aide places squarely on Igbophobia. Because if you don't have Igbophobia, IBB wrote down his book in a way that everybody understood. You don't need anybody to come and reinterpret it for you. if you can read a simple Bible message, or you can read a simple newspaper, you can be able to read that and comprehend it. But not Femi Fani-Kayode. Now, that takes me to the issue of the Igbo Coup, which I need to reiterate that at the time in 1966 when that coup took place, there was no need for an Igbo coup, because the Igbo coup presupposes or means that Igbos wanted to do the coup to dominate Nigeria, to control Nigeria. But by 1966, the Igbos were already the dominant force in Nigeria. They don't need any coup to prove that dominance. In fact, it was those who don't want the Igbo dominance that instigated that coup, that they have the motive to do a coup. And Chukwuma Kaduna Nzogu from Delta State foolishly bought into that agenda, thinking he was playing a national role, but he was playing a role of those who are afraid, who are against the so-called Igbo dominance. But it was clear. It was clear, but the dominance was not based on putting in competent people. The Igbos were dominant because they were competent, they were educated. You know, there was an alliance between the North and the Eastern region that formed that government. Tafawa Balewa was the Prime Minister. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces. So if you look at the civil service at that time, federal civil service, the Igbos were dominant in that government because they were the ones that have more educated people than the North. So there were a lot of vacancies to be filled, and people from the Eastern region fill most of those vacancies. Be it in the police, where they produce an IG, be it in the military, where you have General Aviation as the Chief of Army Staff, and be it even in the parliament and everything, they were dominant in terms of occupying strategic positions. At that time, Professor Kenneth Dike became the first Vice Chancellor of University of Ibadan, the first Nigerian Vice Chancellor, University of Ibadan, Kenneth Dike. Professor Njoku, first Vice Chancellor, University of Lagos. Okay, Dr. Aide became the first person to be given a PhD in Nigeria's history by a Nigerian university, the University of Ibadan. The first PhD was awarded to Dr. Aide Lafibo. So there was a lot of things going for the Igbos. They were dominant in every facet. In the railway system, the railway was like the NNPC of today. They were dominant there. And they have been like that for a long time, even during the time of the colonial masters. Don't forget that Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe's father was the only father of those who fought for Nigeria independence that has Western education knowledge. He was a railway worker. That was why he was being transferred from one place to the other in course of his duty. That was why Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was born in Zungeru in present-day Niger State. You can't say the same of either Ahmadu Bello or Tafawa Balewa or Awolowo. Those were they were born in their environment. And that was why you can see that Zik was the most nationalistic of all of them. He was the one that could speak Hausa, speak Yoruba, and all that. And speak Igbo too. And we know the history of how he was able to speak all these three languages. It's because the Igbo was a mobile community. So at the time of independence, even in the military, Igbo was dominant in the educated class of the military. And Igbo was the first person to be a graduate to enroll into the Nigerian military with a master's degree. So there was a whole lot of things going for the Igbo, and so many people were not happy about that. The Prime Minister of Western Region is on record, Akintola, was complaining that the University of Ibadan and University of Lagos are in Yoruba land, yet Igbos are dominating there. He was confessing, it's on record. There was also complaint about the Igbo dominance, even by Samadu Bello, that the Igbo dominance even extended to northern region, to the level that the North has to come up with northernization policy. That northernization policy was to curtail Igbo dominance. So therefore, you can see that there was no basis for an Igbo to do coup. If there were people that needed to do coup, it was those who are against the Igbo dominance at that point in time. And if you look at it from the complaint, and especially when Chief Awolowo was already sent to prison as a result of the growing alliance between the northern region and the western region, which created political crisis in the western region. So there was a lot of people who were sympathetic to the fact of breaking the jinx of Igbo dominance, but they quoted it as opposition to corruption, bad governance, and what have you. And Major Zogu, who Babangida noted was a Kaduna boy, even though he was bearing Igbo name, bought into that gimmick, and several other idealistic men thought that they are doing the country a favor. But it was the most irresponsible coup that ever taken place in Nigerian history. With no, in fact, that made no sense from an Igbo perspective. That coup alone took Igbos back 30 years or 40 years behind, because it culminated to the Civil War. And the rest, they say, is history. So if you look at it, you see that there was basically no basis for so-called Igbo coup to dominate Nigeria, when they already dominated Nigeria by that alliance between Azikiwe and the North, which produced him as president and then produced Tafawa Balewa as prime minister. And from IBB's narrative, he also said what many people have said. If that was an Igbo coup, why did the Igbos stop the coup? The officers, many Igbo officers died to stop the coup. Many Igbo officers stopped the coup. Odumegwu stopped it in Kano. Igbo people stopped it in Lagos. So what are we talking about? If it was an Igbo coup, they would have helped it to accelerate and become a success. But it was not an Igbo coup from all indication. And IBB was right. Even one of the key participants, a Yoruba guy who participated in coup, he wrote a book, Why We Struck. In that his book, he never mentioned any paragraph where he said that they wanted to install Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe to be president of Nigeria if the coup has succeeded. There was none. So how then do you say that it was an Igbo coup? I think it was a historical misinformation that Babangida helped to correct. And being somebody who was in the military when these actions took place, he was in a better place to narrate it as he saw it. He was in a better position to tell us than Femi Fani-Kayode, who is not a major player at that time, and who his father was a political ally of Akintola that was fighting Awolowo, that resulted to Awolowo's incarceration. So who do we think? Who would be the better person to tell us what happened? It is somebody who knew even Nzogu one-on-one, somebody who is a major consequential character in the events that followed after that unfortunate coup and the unfortunate civil war that eventually consumed the country. And the Igbos are yet to fully recover from that disastrous gambit by Chukwuman Zogwanko. I don't know whether this has made a lot of sense in explaining that further that there was nothing like an Igbo coup. But whatever is the case, whatever is your opinion, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel and you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.